The Conversation, 8th of February 2024, Origin. This superb depiction of India's caste structure is highly significant for Dalits like me. The latest picture from celebrated director Ava DuVernay, Selma, When They See Us, Origin, shows marginalization as a common thread that unites caste, gender, ethnicity, and class. Isabel Wilkerson's 2020 book Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents served as inspiration. As she writes her book and deals with personal grief, Wilkerson, Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor, embarks on a globe tour to investigate the idea of caste in the movie. She travels to 3 nations for her study. She starts by looking at the factors that lead to discrimination in the United States, where she was raised. She then travels to Germany, where she draws a parallel between America and the racial segregation that occurred during the Nazi era. Eventually, she goes to India, where she draws comparisons between the struggle of Black Americans and Jews in Germany and that of the Dalit people in a divided society based on caste. She writes a book that essentially reveals the pernicious and widespread nature of caste systems. A hierarchical system of social classification known as caste maintains specific individuals as inferior and others as superior. The lowest group on this socio-economic ladder is the Dalit community in India, followed by Black Americans and Jews in Germany. The film is exceptional because of the way DuVernay combines these tales. By doing this, she draws attention to the ways that discriminatory acts that are inhumane, immoral, and unfair occur regardless of a place's location, local customs, or societal norms. Dalit stories in Hollywood. My heritage is Dalit, and I study how Dalits are portrayed in movies. I am aware of Origin's significance to individuals much like me. In the movie, Wilkerson goes to the Dr. Ambedkar National Memorial in Delhi to discover more about the life and accomplishments of the lawyer and social crusader. This is the first Hollywood picture to depict Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar's struggle for the rights of India's Dalits and other oppressed groups. Origin follows Ambedkar's, Gaurav J. Patania, life story from early childhood until the composition of the Indian Constitution. Ambedkar was born in India in 1891 and is widely known as Baba Saheb, the respected father. People were regarded differently based on their heritage during that time. Picture a giant ladder where some individuals are at the top and have all the privileges, while others are stuck at the bottom and never allowed to move up. Ambedkar, a Dalit, was born into a community known as the Untouchables, at the absolute bottom of this hierarchy. Ambedkar was adamant about continuing his education despite numerous challenges at school, like eating his meals separately and studying on a mat outside the classroom. He was bright, put much effort into his studies, and eventually attended colleges in the US and England. He developed into a legal and rights expert, and with India's independence, he was selected to draft the Constitution. Ambedkar ensured that it contained guidelines for treating all people equally and fairly, regardless of their position in the social structure. Caste and Origin. DuVernay depicts Wilkerson's internal conflict as she discovers more about India's caste system using intense close-ups. The film occasionally has an almost documentary style, which lends it an authentic air as Wilkerson interviews people to discuss and debate the caste issue while emphasizing how complex the topic is. Notably, Origin doesn't hold back while discussing untouchability. The Dalit people have been denied the ability to read and write for thousands of years, as well as any facilities and educational opportunities. The movie shows a setting where numerous Dalit people labor as manual scavengers to support themselves. 339 people have died doing this kind of work, cleaning septic tanks and sewers, over the last 5 years. The scavenging is depicted without needless dramatization or sensationalism, just harsh honesty and humanity. It forces viewers to face the horrifying fact that this cruel practice still exists in our purportedly modern society. The portrayal of Wilkerson serves as a potent catalyst, bringing this concealed and frequently unfathomable cruelty to the attention of viewers worldwide. In a different instance, a parent in the US names his eldest daughter Miss in an attempt to spare her the pain and humiliation of the caste system. He hopes that by granting her this title, he will be able to indirectly give her the respect that their predecessors were denied because he sees this as a gap in the social structure. This is consistent with numerous real-world stories. In India, a person's name denotes their social standing. Dalit names are usually disparaging. A father in Rajasthan named his daughter Beza, meaning miss, and used to express respect, power, and authority to the daughter of the upper caste Rajput community, in a tragic incident in 2022. The upper caste community greatly disapproved of the decision. Consequently, he was fatally beaten. Despite the grim subject matter, Origin provides a glimmer of optimism and promise in addition to exposing the issue of marginalization. The video inspires viewers to take an active role in tearing down oppressive structures and creating a more just, caste-free future based on equality, fraternity, and liberty by portraying acts of resistance, resiliency, and unity.